So you want to check out some live music tonight in Ottawa, but you're not sure of where to start looking? Maybe you're not even sure what you're in the mood for. I've got a website for you. Go to ottawagigs.ca. They have everything you need. Bands, artists, styles, venues, times, even the cost to get in. It's all at your fingertips on an easy-to-use website, ottawagigs.ca. Go discover the incredible talent, the amazing venues, and the exciting nightlife that Ottawa has to offer. Start your night with ottawagigs.ca, your guide to the gig.
I'm Zane. I've been Ali Beers. You're on Egoandvice. Thank you.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago. Well, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned to.
Hey, it's Mike. This is Egoandvice, episode 178. Thank you for coming back. I know I've been kind of dipping in and out as far as Egoandvice goes, but it's summertime, and everybody knows that I normally take some time off in the summer. I haven't taken any time off. I've just kind of relaxed the schedule, if you will. Egoandvice is still coming at you. Just got to find time to do it. I'm very busy. So let's cut to the chase. Let's get right to it. On the podcast today, I have a very talented, very busy local musician, Cyrus Robertson Orkish. You may know Cyrus from such local acts as Cyrus R.O., Valvehead, Victor Complex, GirlBoyThing, perhaps Finely Tuned Elephant rings a bell? I'm sure it does. Cyrus swung by Southwood Studio. We had a great conversation about all the projects and physics. Imagine that. This is a Valvehead song. It's called Murray and Ramus. After the song, we're going to come back with Cyrus Robertson Orkish right here on Egoandvice.
Murray same day over and over and over again. I'm learning around this on my shoulder, pulling me, pushing me deeper in. It's probably pathetic that all the things I could think about. This is wrong, but I guess I'm just terrified and violent. I know, the time loop I'm in. I know, this road doesn't end. I know, this world I inherit. I know.
Hey, we're back. This is episode 178. This is Egoandvice. My name is Mike. Here in Southwood Studio, as I promised in the intro, I am sitting with the one, the only, Cyrus Robertson Orkish. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing really well. We had this podcast booked for Monday, this previous Monday. Today is now the calendar day of Thursday. But I was getting floors done in Southwood Studio, and my life was upside down. So I gave Cyrus a text. I said, man, I hate doing this, but I had to reschedule.
Well, you know, I'll tell you two things. First of all, the floors are really nice.
Oh, thank you.
And second of all, I've had like a crazy week, and secretly between you and me, and I guess the podcast listenership,
Yeah.
I was secretly relieved to have that night off.
Yeah.
I could use it. It worked out well. Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm happy you're here too. Thank you for being very patient, and you're welcome for relieving you of a Monday responsibility. But canceled plans are like that sweet little extra in your day, right? Where you're like, oh God, I'm looking forward. I have to do this or whatever. And then you get the cancellation, and it's like this, damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like on the one hand, it's like, damn, but
Yeah.
it's also just unusual at a certain point to just be like, wow, I have nothing to do.
Right. What to do? Oh, the sky is the limit. The world is your oyster, as you say. So anyway, we're here. The floor looks good. Been told anyway. And we're going to talk about Ottawa music. That's what we do. Cyrus, you are a very active musician, a very active member of the Ottawa music scene, with projects such as Valvehead, GirlBoyThing, Finely Tuned Elephant, Victor Complex. Am I leaving any out?
I think, I was thinking about this before I came on. I think these days that's the list. Yeah, I do a lot of. The reason I'm struggling is because I go through periods of doing like a lot of sub-in gigs for people, play with a band for a few weeks, but those are kind of the four that I've had going consistently for a while.
Cool. And is this a small list for normal, or is this the average?
God. I'd say usually I have 2 at a time that are really active, so this is probably a little busier than usual, but they've been kind of they've been syncing up nicely, so it's not too overwhelming.
That's
but
good.
I like to usually juggle multiple things at once.
Mm-hmm. You're not on a Rich Chris level of schedule?
No, I think Rich Chris probably has me beat for that.
Yeah, that's fair. Not many people could keep up with that schedule.
Yeah, it's kind of a machine.
Yeah, it's crazy. The very first time I saw you, we actually played together once. Did you know that?
Oh, which show was that?
Well, I guess the
Who
new
were you
hires needed a bass player for a show at the
Yes.
Rainbow, and Max had called me up and said, do you want to just do an acoustic thing as an opening?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right. And I said, sure. Don't do acoustic too often, but yeah, that sounds fun. Love the Rainbow. Love the new hires. And like I said, Max, even his requests are handsome. So how do you say no to Max, right? As the new hires went on stage, they were in between Arthur and Jack, the original bass player and the new bass player. And I had never met Jack. I think Jack was actually in the band at that time, but he wasn't ready to play or something.
If I remember correctly, I might have this wrong, but I think at that point he had played a show with them, but he had like some prior obligations that were made like before he even joined the band.
Loose ends he had to tie up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was under the impression as I'm watching the new hires, I'm like, oh, that must be Jack. The new bass player. And you were awesome because you fit right in, except you were just giving her. You were giving her. You were jumping around and doing your like stage kind of energy. It was great. It was great. And then I found out you weren't Jack. And then someone said, "That's Cyrus. He's in this and this and this." And I'm like, "Oh,
That's funny.
yeah, that's right." So
That was a fun show.
yeah, it was really good.
When was that? Like last summer, I want to say.
Oh, no poster on the wall. Yeah, something like that. I think it was like maybe summer. Anyway, so going back in your history of music, have you always been a musical person that has taken on a ton of projects, a ton of responsibilities with music? Like, where did it all begin?
Yeah, definitely been around for a while. I grew up in a pretty musical family. My dad was like a professional musician for years and sort of retired by the time I was, conscious, but still played and stuff. So I kind of grew up around it. My mom and my step-parents were also like big music fans.
Mm-hmm.
I think, so if I remember correctly, my mom like really wanted to get me into music.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually tried to get me into piano lessons when I was really, really young, like, I don't know, 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated it. I didn't like it at all. So she was like, all right, fair enough. And I dropped out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 years later, something just kind of flipped. And I tried it again and just sort of loved it.
You got me beat on that. I kind of have a similar story because I was in piano lessons and I begged my mom to quit.
Okay, yeah.
And I would wish, and she let me eventually, and I wish I could take that back. I wish I just kept it going forever.
Yeah, I understand, but
Such a lost opportunity. Anyway, sorry.
hindsight's 2020.
Well, I can do chopsticks.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah, you're
anyway,
halfway there.
There you go.
That was kind of where I started to get like really into it, and then whatever, I got into school band and turned out I like that too, and then similar to piano, I guess, like I tried to learn guitar a couple times before it finally stuck. And then I think probably when I was like 13 or so, finally it sort of clicked with me, and I think I discovered the joys of like drop D and then it was off to the races.
Right. How long did you stick with the piano? Did you still play piano, obviously?
Yeah, I still do.
Okay, so you kind of learned how to read music and everything too at a young age then.
Yeah, it's actually probably, honestly, my sight reading when I was a kid was probably better than it is now.
I was going to say, does it still apply or?
I still can read.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, like, I don't do it very often, so like I'm not one of these people that can like look at a really complicated score and just sight read it super accurately.
Can't just be sitting at the piano, they drop the sheet and you're like,
yeah, I can kind of like, I'm used, I guess, okay, I played a fair bit of jazz, so if you toss me like a chord chart with the melody written in, I can usually survive on that.
okay.
But yeah, I'd say so I did learn how to read sheet pretty much from the get-go.
Yeah. So the majority of what you've done through your life is just self-taught, like by ear type of thing, or
Ear's been that's been a huge part of it. It was a mix though, because I did take piano lessons for a lot of years when I was growing up. And I had like, again, I did the school band thing, and then my undergrad, my undergrad's not in music. I majored in physics, but
physics nerd. I had that.
Had
that jotted down in my research.
Yeah, by profession, I guess. But I actually started. It's kind of funny too, because it was like, again, I guess lucky enough to have an encouraging family. I feel like I kind of had the opposite of a lot of people, where everybody always assumed I was going to like go do a performance degree. And then I was like, gather my parents and be like, guys, I have something to tell you. I think I want to study physics. And it was like, what? No,
You're going on the road in a rock band, young man.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they reacted well, but they were surprised.
Yeah.
But anyway, point being, the point of this story is that I did actually start out doing a double major in like classical guitar performance.
Oh, wow.
And physics. I didn't really, I would say I only stuck with that for a year, and I certainly don't regret it. I learned a lot in that year, but it became pretty clear to me that I would probably get more of what I wanted out of just kind of like playing in bands. And as far as the university thing was concerned, like I took a bunch of random like weirdo music courses that I was interested in. So I did a bit of that stuff, but mostly just like was playing in bands and stuff.
Are you from Ottawa?
No, I'm not. I grew up in Cape Breton and lived in Halifax for a few years, and I moved here probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay. Oh, so transplant.
Yeah.
Ottawa transplant.
Yep, pretty much.
What do physics and music have in common?
Group theory. Sorry if there's any math nerds listening. They
There could be.
might get a kick out of that. I don't know. I think
I feel like you've been asked that question before.
yeah, I guess I have. And I guess the thing is, like, if you want to be literalist enough about it, you can kind of connect physics to anything. So I could say, like, well, you know, sound and that's physics or whatever, and like that's true, but I guess probably the closest thing in music I can think of experientially to what doing physics is like for me is music production.
Right.
It's definitely not the same, but in the sense that it's like kind of there's a lot of like, I guess, creative problem solving. But to be honest, I think both of them they can be quite creative while also being kind of like, you know, technically challenging. But beyond that, I think kind of part of what I like about them is that they're a bit different, and like, you know, I'm one of those people that has a tendency to like kind of fill my time, and I don't really notice how busy I'm getting until I get too busy.
Gotcha.
And one of the ways that I sort of stay sane, I think, is that usually the things I'm doing are diverse enough that like if I had a really, really busy weekend where, I don't know, say I had a bunch of rehearsals and gigs crammed into 2 days or something, at the end of all of that, it's actually kind of nice to get back to work on science, because it's just different enough, you know?
For sure. Well, you know, some people, yeah, there's lots of, especially in like music, there's a lot of like the punk rock professor, Greg Graffin from Bad Religion. He has his PhD in human evolution or something. And then there's the singer from The Offspring, Dexter Holland. He has
Isn't he
his,
like a chemist or something?
something like crazy stuff, right? And it's just like that takes a lot of time and effort and years that you have to apply to reach those goals, like to achieve that level. So if you can find that balance and still be as successful as those guys are in like music, it's crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you ever been writing a song and then you get kind of hung up and you apply some of your other profession and you say, God damn, I'm glad I took that physics course?
I mean, okay, like, I guess I would say, okay, two very different answers. I guess an unsuccessful, relatively, take on that would sort of be, I've definitely come up with really stupid ideas before of just trying to, like, shoehorn some weird math into some experimental music making. Okay. I saw this, I can't think of the guy's name, but there's this this talk I saw once from like this digital audio effects conference where this guy made like it was like a like a phaser.
An effects pedal phaser?
Yeah. So he did this thing where I apologize if this is like meaningless, but he basically designed like a quaternion phase oscillator, and he turned it on, and it just sort of sounded like or whatever. And
this is me. The sound you hear is me nodding, pretending I understand what you're talking about. Oh, no,
sorry.
Oh, that's interesting.
Suffice to say,
I'm just kidding.
no, it's like whatever. Anyway, the point being, like, that was an interesting example of like if you get really into like the electronics of it and stuff, you can do some weird sort of mathematically oriented things that create some very strange sounds,
Cool.
which is fun. I'd say I've never really accomplished much in that sense that I liked, but it's a fun exercise.
But you could.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
think there's like probably something to be said though for I think just the soft skills involved in like working on a self-directed project that's kind of a long-term thing, you know. It's like they're very different obviously, but you know, this year I finished 2 records, and I also just finished my actually my first paper in physics.
Cool.
And making those were very different experiences, but I'd say the things they had in common were there was an awful lot of pushing through that point in the middle where it starts to get miserable.
Right.
And so I think there's
The misery.
transferable skills there.
Yeah.
But I think that's just, you know, anything long term and kind of
I think that's amazing that you're passionate about 2 things and interested. I find myself, especially this day and age, my interests they only go so far. I like music. I like video games. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I feel sometimes I feel like I'm getting too old to learn anything new.
Oh, I don't think
And I missed the boat on stuff. Like I should have applied myself more when I was younger. And this isn't an age thing. I can do it at any time, but maybe I'm just saying I don't know.
As you get like as you kind of get older and settled into like your life, it's just kind of there's a lot of stuff that you probably could learn if you set aside the time, but it's harder.
Yeah, I just feel like I just don't have the motivation to care.
Well, that's also legit.
Yeah. How do you feel about this? They say that, you know how like Wayne Gretzky was like, I don't know, the greatest hockey player of all time, or Michael Jordan was the greatest, or LeBron James was the greatest basketball player of all time. Do you believe that each individual person is the best at something out there in the world? But the sad thing is they'll never do that thing.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of off the topic, but it just popped into my brain. Like I might be the greatest, like, pickleball player of all time. I may be. I could be.
Yeah.
I have no interest.
You might have that potential, but
I have no interest in even. Maybe that's where it wraps
Yeah.
around. I have no interest in even trying. So is that like a
It's like-
lost opportunity? Is that a
well, I think I don't know. Well, okay, can I ask you this? Do you stay up at night worrying about whether you might be the best, you know,
sleep like a
player
baby
of all time? And
Yeah.
okay, then I think you're good. So I suppose I feel about this like, well, first of all, okay, with athletics, I guess you can sometimes kind of be very precise in your metrics of this. I don't really believe in necessarily the best of all time being a super concretely defined thing.
Sure.
But I also think that there's something, I don't know, first of all, even if you have all this like untapped potential in something, but you're just not really into it, then why make yourself miserable over it? And also, I do think that generally speaking, if you're going to be really, really, really good at something, you kind of have to like it enough to be willing to do it all the time. You know?
Well, I think some people will struggle their whole lives to find one thing that they're good at and they're interested in, and my friend, you found two.
I feel very lucky, but also like I feel lucky just in the sense of having had the opportunities to explore those.
Yeah, that's great. Why don't we play a song?
All right.
You had mentioned that you released 2 records this year. We can talk about them on the other side of the song.
Yeah, for sure.
Which projects were they for?
Yeah, so there's the Valvehead record and there is the finely tuned Elephant record. Very different vibes.
Yes.
Do you want to put on some like
Dealer's choice. It's your show. It's your call.
All right. We'll start us off on Valvehead tune.
Okay.
Let's go Recurring Dreams, if you got that one available. I don't know.
This is Recurring Dreams by Valvehead, introduced by Cyrus Robertson Orkish, right here on Egoandvice.
Sometimes I get lost in a haze of distant memories and the moods they evoke. 15, so naive and galvanized, half asleep on an old worn-out couch in your cousin's old basement. Smell weed so distinct to my young virgin lungs. Old CDs, tapes, and vinyl, index hardcore and grunge. Soft glow of the light bulb to the old paper cloth you step over there. Recurring dreams, morphine night to memory. And I've come to believe that I awoke something deep. So though I wonder sometimes if that feeling I bleed ever tasted outside of a canary, it's
In Chile, after police found 3 stolen watches belonging to
University of Maryland. Remember that encounter?
You know, I was 2.5, but everybody talking about this moment, my mom and my dad talking about this moment and the newspaper articles, it feels like a memory. It's kind of become a memory to me.
So let's run through the projects that you have active now. We listed them off earlier. Valvehead, GirlBoyThing, Finally Tuned Elephant, and Victor Complex. Did you want to start with Valvehead? What's going on?
Yeah, sure. So Valvehead, I guess, is kind of like, it's basically my vanity project. So it started, well, it's sort of a pretty direct spiritual successor to, I had a few sort of lineups that were playing kind of my own solo stuff back in Halifax. Mm-hmm. And when Valvehead started, we were actually kind of playing under my own name. So there was a bunch of gigs we played the first year or so just under the name Cyrus RO. Yeah. And sort of the name Valvehead and all that just came about because, like, really for no other reason than that, like, since I had this, well, as we've talked about, I have my fingers in a lot of different pies, and the music that I was working on with this band was very much like a particular kind of like 90s alternative with a little bit of prog sort of flavor. So it just felt fitting to give it a name, and I was playing with the same group of people pretty consistently, so it sort of grew out of that. It was like my solo project. And the record, well, we just released a record that I guess is the second Valvehead record, but that's a bit of revisionist history because there was prior to moving to Ottawa, mm-hmm. I released 2 solo records under my own name, Cyrus RO.
Cyrus RO. And
the first one is kind of, it's oddball and it's pretty different. It's almost a little more electronic, and it's sort of, it's called Deconvolution. It's sort of one of these projects where I had a lot of really good ideas and I had a lot of really bad ideas, and they're both on there. And but then the next one kind of was a lot more in this sort of like slightly idiosyncratic alternative rock kind of sound that I was going for. So, okay. And we were playing a lot of the material from that record. Mm-hmm. So yeah, with that bit of revisionism, this was the second Valvehead record that I was working on, and it was a really long-term project. The earliest songs that I had written that ended up being on it, I started working on those during the pandemic, actually. From home, I was staying back with my parents in Cape Breton for 2020, and so it was just kind of a long-term project that was going on in the background.
So is Valvehead kind of, let's say you only had the one project and then that was it. Is that like you on a plate musically?
It's definitely, to some extent, yeah. It's probably the most directly representative of my tastes. Cool. I do like all the different things that I'm involved in. But
what are those tastes? Name like a couple of influences that if they didn't exist, Valvehead wouldn't exist.
Ooh, okay. If they didn't exist, Valvehead wouldn't exist. You know what? I'm gonna say. Oh God, yeah, that's actually a hard question. I'm gonna say this is. I sort of traditionally am a really big fan of like Alice in Chains, STP, Soundgarden, like that kind of
for sure
era. And so I think definitely a lot of the Valvehead stuff was kind of more or less my attempt at like ripping that off. Like not exactly, but this is a weird one because I don't think the band actually sounds much like them, but I'm going to also say the Mars Volta was like a big inspiration for
That's fair. Yeah.
that kind of thing. Again, I don't think my stuff with Valvehead sounds anything like the Mars Volta, but
No, but it's a nod. It's it influenced where you got.
Yeah, and you know that feeling too, where it's like
For sure.
you're kind of trying to rip something off, but you're pulling other stuff in, and you're also not quite nailing it, so it just turns into something that sounds pretty different,
That's
but
right.
it's still cool.
Yeah, it's Valvehead.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Cyrus R.O.
I guess another one. I'm in love with Bentley. That's a big influence, and I think, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of others. I got into this old Japanese shoegaze band called Honey Dip. So they kind of left their mark on some of the Valvehead stuff.
Cool.
And I think apart from that, I'm just kind of, I don't know, it's almost a cliche thing to say, but I have like somewhat genre diverse music tastes, so I like to think that a lot of the stuff I listen to that doesn't really fit into like the hard rock, prog, heavy metal sort of sphere also has its influences on sort of how I write.
Well, one of the sayings we have here at Egoandvice is there is no guilty pleasure music. You like what you like, and what moves you moves you.
Hell yeah.
Don't be ashamed.
I can get down with that.
That's it. You just did the album release or the EP release?
Album release, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have where was that?
That was at the Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
And what's going on with Valvehead in the future? Any shows coming up?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I guess there's kind of an interesting story with this show because Valvehead actually, so we were really busy. Am I going to get the year right? Probably like through the end of 2024, we were really, really busy. And I think this was a collective sentiment, but certainly speaking for myself, I was just super, super burned out around that time.
It's fair.
Sorry, I think end of 2024, yeah.
Physics is a grind.
Yeah, and also, like, as you can see, I clearly have a problem with saying no to things.
It's not a bad problem to have, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because these things are good things.
I enjoy them very much. I wouldn't have it any other way. But suffice to say, I was like, I had a couple singles out from this record. Yeah. And I was still, it was plodding along, but I was still a long way away from the finish line. And so we actually took kind of like an indefinite hiatus. We didn't really make too much fanfare over it or too many, like, I don't think there was a big announcement.
Just Irish goodbye it?
Pretty much. And it wasn't like bad terms or necessarily without any notion of ever playing a show again, but I think all of us just needed to kind of take a breather. But I did want to finish the record because I'd been working on it for years at that point, and it was kind of getting there, but there was still a final push. So I finally did kind of finish it off around late last year, beginning of this year, and then got Rob Veluso to master it. And it was, so I was sitting on it, and honestly by the end it was really kind of, finishing the record was almost less about like, it wasn't about advancing my music career or anything. It was about kind of, I have a personal vendetta, I guess you could say, to get this record done and get this out there. So anyway, I did finally finish it, and at first I was like, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. But I was kind of thinking about it, and I sort of bounced it off a couple of my friends, and I was like, you know what? We did that whole Irish goodbye thing already, so why don't we actually, like, I'm going to put together a release show and just...
That's awesome.
Make a big banger of it. And we did, and it went great. It was a lot of fun, and there was, like, so many, like, friends and family and people out that... also seemed to really, really like the record, and a lot of those songs had never been played live before that night, and I was really stoked with how it went. And that being said, I think at this point, I'm like refreshed. I'm ready to go. I like these tunes. I'm happy with it. But I've also got all these other projects, so I'm probably not. I don't have currently any gigs planned with Valvehead.
Mm-hmm.
That's not for lack of it being a possibility.
Give a nod to the other members.
Yeah, 100%. So the original lineup was Mike Lenz on bass, Pierre Voisin on drums, and Drew Young on guitar. All really great players. We did so. Mike, he actually came out to the show, and it was great to see him. He didn't play the release show because he busy with other things and had other gigs and things going on. It's my friend Genevieve that we'll probably talk about if we talk about GirlBoyThing at all, or Victor Complex. She stepped in on bass and also did a fantastic job. They're both amazing bass players, very different bass players, both really, really good.
Cool.
Yeah, that's Valvehead.
Well, keep an eye out for Valvehead because I'm sure they'll be around at a venue near you sooner than later, or later than sooner. But either way, go see it. Finely Tuned Elephant.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. So Finely Tuned was the first band that I played with in Ottawa.
Okay.
And the way that I got involved in that was basically I had just moved here, and it was late, like September 2021, and the pandemic was still kind of going, and restrictions were like a bit loosened, but it wasn't like, we weren't in the clear, and I was just kind of, well, I'd also been locked inside for like a year and a bit. So I was really super kind of starved for jamming with people.
I understand.
Yeah. And I just happened to see this Kijiji ad for a bass player.
Good old Kijiji.
So I hit them up and auditioned, and I guess they liked my playing.
I guess so.
So the rest is history, as they say. So Finely Tuned Elephant is a jazz fusion band. Very different, very technical stuff. I play bass in that band, and it's like super fun music to play on bass because it's just like funky, kind of technical, just frenetic stuff. A lot of slap. That's fun. And it's sort of a bit in the vein of like Cassiopeia, if you know that band.
Not really.
Yeah, fair enough. I remember, I think Vic described it once as like, God, I don't think this is quite the wording she used, but like cracked out Mario Kart music.
That's fair.
And I think that's kind of what it is.
That's relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's fun. It's and it's just like Kyle and Jordan, so guitar player and drummer. For a long time, it was the three of us.
Yeah.
We have a keyboard player now, Alex. Sometimes we'll do gigs as a trio still when he's busy, but like we're always happy to have him when he can make it. And they're just amazing players.
Any Finely Tuned Elephant shows coming up that you want to plug?
Yeah, Hogsback Pavilion for Bistro Fest on August 1st. I think that's the next one.
Oh, cool.
We probably have some stuff in the fall.
August 1st,
Bistro Fest.
Fest.
Yeah. I think
Finely
that's
Tuned
the
Elephant.
one we got coming up. Anyway, we're always playing now and then. Check out the Instagram, Finely Tuned Elephant.
I'll have links to all the bands in the bio.
Yeah, sick.
Right on. GirlBoyThing.
GirlBoyThing.
Vic raves about that band. I've yet to see you guys play.
Nice.
Whenever Vic's here, she loves the band. Loves it.
I'm glad she does.
What's going on there?
We love her bands too. Yeah. So GirlBoyThing, the newest band on this list. I think we've been going. It's a little loose, but we played our first show last September, so or the end of last August. So
not even a year.
Little under a year that we've actually been out on the scene.
Yep.
That band is like queer doom indie. Sure. Something like that.
Sounds good. Sounds fun.
It's a good time. It's sort of like really dynamic, kind of gloomy, more melodic indie stuff. Basically, so the front woman and principal songwriter, we co-write sometimes, but she's definitely like the main sort of visionary with this band.
Mm-hmm.
So I've known her for quite a while, actually, because my other band, Finely Tuned Elephant, and her old band, The Aphelion.
I know that name.
Yeah, prog metal band.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they're not really going anymore.
Oh.
Unfortunately. But so she used to front that band. And Finely Tuned Elephant and them played a bunch of gigs together back in the day.
Gotcha.
So we knew each other through that. Both bass players in our respective bands, and had a lot of mutual respect, but never really worked on anything together.
Yeah.
But then she wanted to do this band, and it's been a good shift. For her, it was kind of, the music in that band can actually get like pretty complicated and pretty hard to play, but it's very different from like the Aphelion and Finely Tuned Elephant. Both are like very sort of showboaty, like technical, like bands for music nerds.
Are you guitar in GirlBoyThing?
Yeah, so I started out playing bass, but lately I've been playing guitar. Okay. We've gone through a few lineup switches and have played a lot of shows with people just kind of on the basis of like availability sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's mostly been the two of us that are like really core in it. Although right now, Adam from Hunt Club, Victor Complex.
Oh, he's the drummer.
Oh, yeah. Adam Robillard, yeah.
Yeah, the drummer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Vic was saying that he's in the two bands now.
Yeah. And then we also have Greg Melkin on bass.
Okay.
And so lately we've been playing shows with them. They're both amazing. That's been a lot of fun. So yeah, that band, we basically, Jen wanted to like put this indie project together and kind of hit me up, and we had been talking about it for quite a while before we actually started jamming. And then even after that, it was a while before we managed to actually get going. But once we did, it was like pretty instantly, like those shows felt really good and the response was like overwhelmingly good. And I think it's a really special band. I'm proud to be a part of it. I think she's got something really special, and I'm just happy to throw in my 2 cents.
Awesome. Any music on the way for that one?
We're working on it.
Okay.
We're working on it. We planned to record a long time ago, actually, but like I say, we had some lineup changes, and we ended up getting really busy, like just kind of cramming for a run of shows that we had coming up, getting some new people up to speed. And so that, now that the smoke on that has finally cleared, basically I think literally probably in the next few weeks we're going to start trying to track drums, and so hopefully there'll be some stuff out soon, but for now it's
I would love to have the band on, but it's a music podcast, so it's hard. It's best to wait for something for music to be recorded.
100%
play.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get something done,
once we have some singles out,
just keep in touch and we'll set something up. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Any Girl Boy shows coming up?
Yes.
GirlBoyThing shows.
Fortunately, not in Ottawa at the moment.
Okay.
But hit me up if you know anyone who's looking because we're always happy to play. But we're playing in Montreal and Toronto this month.
Nice.
We're doing like 17th next Friday.
July 17th in Montreal.
Yes, and then 31st in Toronto.
Where are you playing in Montreal?
We're playing at Barfly. Yeah, 17th at Barfly. I haven't played in Barfly in a while. It's always a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Toronto?
And then Toronto
The
is
beast that it is.
Handlebar on the 31st.
Handlebar. That's fun.
Yeah.
Montreal and Toronto friends, check them out. GirlBoyThing. Barfly. Montreal and Handlebar, Toronto. All right, last on the list is Victor Complex.
Yes, I'm sure you're familiar with this band.
I am, the one and only Vickler.
Yep.
Who is part of the Egoandvice family. She is my co-host for Southie Stories when she shows up.
Mm-hmm.
But she can do what she wants. I always say it's an open door. Which is pun intended.
Yes.
Because that song Open Door, the Asylum's Open Door Policy, great song. And
I like it too.
What do you do in that band? You play guitar in that band?
These days, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And
how did that happen?
How did it happen? So I played. So I mean, I've known Vic for a while and like seen her play with band several times over the years. If I recall correctly, so as I don't think we were talking about it on the air, but I until like literally just a couple weeks ago or a month ago or something, I actually was Vic's roommate. And I had known her like for a few years prior to that, but I think right around when I was moving in or shortly after, she had this gig where I think she needed a bass player to fill in. So I did that gig with her, and then I did a few, and
you can't say no, so
yeah, and I mean it was fun. It was super fun.
Oh, for sure.
And so and then down the road a bit, Genevieve actually from GirlBoyThing, she started sometimes doing gigs on bass, and then we've got so Jake used to play drums, but he moved back. And like he moved out of the city, and Adam's been playing drums in that band too, and it's been so lately the Victor Complex lineup has been the four of us, and I moved over to lead guitar.
Cool.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And that one I'm not. It's Vic's show. I'm not involved in the songwriting. I'm not involved in the management or planning or anything, which is wonderful. I get to
show up, play guitar,
rip some guitar, and it's a lot of fun.
I have a band. I'm in another band called the Riptides, and that's my role too.
Okay,
it's,
nice.
It's like
I
just get to do the fun stuff, then I go home.
Yeah, it's always nice, right? It's like somebody else can figure out all this this booking shit, and I can just play some guitar.
For sure. Well, Victor Complex has a show August 22nd at Live on Elgin for my band Goat's 15-year birthday bash.
Oh crap! Yeah, nice.
So we're going to be playing that show, and I'm very excited. I know Vic works at Live on Elgin, and I asked her, I said, do you guys want to open for, or do you guys want to play with us at the 15-year anniversary? She's like, let me ask the guys. So, big yes, and we've been planning it, and she made the poster, and it's going to be fun. 15 years, man. I can't believe it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Time
goes by fast, eh?
flies.
Yeah.
It super flies. Was there any other information or any other thank yous or anything you'd like to kind of leave with the good listener?
Ooh, let's see.
I think we covered a lot of your career.
One thing I'll say is keep talking about Victor Complex. Keep an eye open for more tunes of hers, because I've also been producing like some tunes for her.
Right. That's right.
So we. It's terrible because between the two of us, we're both like so busy that getting stuff done takes forever. But right before I moved out, we finished tracking her EP. Yeah. And so I'm spending a good chunk of this month doing a bunch of mixes. So
awesome.
she'll probably have some new stuff.
Well, Open Door was awesome. Sounded great. Production was great. And I'm looking forward. We're all looking forward to the EP, Victor Complex.
Yeah, I'm stoked too.
Cool.
I don't know. I guess that's it. I feel like I'm inevitably going to be like, oh, I should have shouted out this person or whatnot. But people are cool. I like them for the most part. Music's cool.
For the most part. For
Yeah.
the most part, people are tolerable.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I have a rapid fire question game. It's called 13 Questions
13
with the Band. Would you
Questions
like
with
to
the
play?
Yeah.
Time for 13 questions with the band. Yes, this segment's back again. It's called 13 questions, but I only asked 6, maybe 5.
Hey, we're back. This is episode 178. We're with Cyrus Robertson Orkish. This is 13 Questions with the Band. Now, I have 13 questions. I don't ask all 13 questions. I ask from the 13 questions.
Okay.
Answer to the best of your ability in a rapid-fire way. If there's a short anecdote you would like to put with your answer, excellent. But it's kind of like a quick thing. Okay, so here we go. 13 questions with Cyrus. What is your favorite song right now?
Oh, I can't even think of what it's called, but the artist Lucky Day, their most recent album, there's some really good tracks on it.
You have one in particular?
Yeah, but I can't think of what it's called.
I know, that's the worst, right? It's like, give me any song title ever. I don't know any.
Okay, you know what? I've been digging back into my CD collection lately, and I was reminded how much I like Songs for the Deaf.
Queens of Stone Age.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I'll go for the classic, A Song for the Dead. That's a real good song.
Real good song. Next question. What is your all-time favorite album?
That changes day by day. I'm actually going to say, at the risk of offending my other all-time favorite albums, I'm going to go with To Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
Very good. Do you remember the first song you ever learned how to play on one of your several instruments?
Yeah, probably not literally the first one, but I learned Piano Man really early on.
Cool. Billy Joel.
Yep.
I was gonna say Elton John, but then I thought better of it.
They're somehow close in brain space.
Yeah. Is there a song out there that you wish you wrote?
There's very many songs out there that I wish I wrote. I've been kind of really fucking with a lot of Pine Grove stuff lately.
Okay. Yeah.
Pine Grove's good, and there's a few lyrics there that I kind of wish I came up with.
Cool. You have a lot of different projects, a lot of different styles. A lot of musicians have kind of routines prior to shows. Mm-hmm. Do you do anything kind of ritually that gets you hyped up for the show? Does it differ from style to style?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say it differs a lot less than you'd think. Frankly, playing in the jazz band is kind of similar to the experience I had playing in a hard rock band years ago. Pre-show ritual, a little slightly goofy pre-show pep talk.
To yourself?
With the bandmates.
Oh, I see. I see.
With the bandmates. I usually actually end up getting very extroverted, so it's a stupid one. It's not really a ritual, but I always end up like just being a bit having conversations with people a bunch right before I go on.
Gotcha. It's good. Hey man, that's what you got to do. You have your huddle and you get down to business. If you could have a drink or a meal with any musician, live or dead, who would it be?
It'd be cool, I think, to pick Trent Reznor's brain about production.
Definitely. That man has created some some good stuff. Okay, let me see here. Next question. What was the first concert you ever saw? Like live show?
I don't actually remember it because I was too little. I think it might have been John Campbell John playing at the Waterfront in Sydney, the town where I grew up. It was like East Coast blues legend.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. John's great. But I think I was like a toddler at this show, I guess, and I had this tambourine, and I was like kind of.
It was interactive.
Yeah.
You jammed.
Yeah. Apparently they had me on stage because like he knew my folks and stuff, and apparently I sucked at the tambourine. I was way off time.
You don't hit no good.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. If you could go back in time and go to any musical event, what would it be?
This is a hard question to do rapid fire. I'm just gonna say, like, it's such a boring answer, but I'd have to seriously do my research to come up with a better one. It would be pretty cool to see what Woodstock was actually like.
The original?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be interesting to catch the 90s one too.
Well, you can go to Blues Fest tomorrow. Limp Bizkit's playing.
Yeah, hell yeah, true.
You can relive it tomorrow.
Maybe there'll be a bunch of mud too.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 94. Yeah.
Yeah.
The mud fights. That's pretty cool. Okay. Last question. Where do you see yourself music-wise 10 years from now?
Ooh.
Where do you hope to be?
Where do I hope to be? Also a huge question mark because, again, I have like the pull of these two different things I spend my time doing.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, hopefully, sitting on a bunch of music that I'm very proud of and still spending lots of time with great people, engaging in art that I enjoy.
Well, that's what it's all about. I'm always grateful for playing music because there's a lot of people out there that'll never do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And you're in 4 projects, I'm in 2 projects. Like, we have an abundance of it. So
yeah, and it's a whole community, and it's like I think that's like so much a part of my life that I can't imagine not having it. What it'll look like,
who knows? Huge shout out to the Ottawa music community. That's what this podcast has always been about. That's what it'll always be about, and that's who it's for. So, Cyrus, thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure meeting you. I'm looking forward to the gig on the 22nd.
Yeah,
at Live on Elgin. Valvehead, GirlBoyThing, Finely Tuned Elephant, Victor Complex. Check it out. Have a great summer.
Yeah, you too.
All right, take care. I'd like to thank Cyrus Robertson Orkish for coming on Egoandvice, episode 178. That's a wrap. If you want to get a hold of me, you can reach me at egoandvice@gmail.com. Send a message if you want to talk to me, Max, or the Vickler. You can go to egoandvicepodcast.com, the home base, the HQ. Everything Egoandvice and links to anywhere you need to go. That's it for me. Man, I keep running late. It's all good. Until next time.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.